Well, now to Berkeley, California, where the city is considering a resolution honoring jailed soldier Private Bradley Manning. The Army private suspected in handing over hundreds of thousands of secret U.S. documents to Wikileaks. As much trouble as Manning is in, and despite the lives he put at risk, he is a hero to some folks, including this Berkeley city official.
Whoever did this did an act of conscience and a heroic thing and should be thanked for it.
Co-founder of Code Pink, Medea Benjamin, is here, and she happens to agree with this member of the Berkeley City Council. Medea, why?
Well, I feel that we need transparency, we need an informed citizenry, that so many things have been hidden from us in the last decade that got us into wars we shouldn't be in, that have resulted in so much suffering and agony. And if indeed Bradley Manning gave us documents that can help us end all of this, then he is actually going to be saving lives.
But according to Admiral Mullen, you know, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, and others, I mean, this has come from the White House, from Hillary Clinton on down, they say that he has blood on his hands. They say that in the documents he leaked, there were the names of Afghan informants who are trying to help us, put an end to this Afghanistan war, and that he released those documents with the names, endangering their lives and perhaps already costing those lives.
Well, there is absolutely no evidence that anything that has been leaked has resulted in the death of anybody because of these leaks. But there's certainly countless evidence that the policies themselves have led to and continue to lead to the deaths of innocent people.
No,
so we need whistleblowers.
I hear your point, but I'd love it if you could respond to this point, which is that you've got Admiral Mike Mullen, you've got Hillary Clinton, you've got Barack Obama at the White House saying that this guy has endangered the lives of U.S. troops, and Admiral Mullen used the term blood on his hands in speaking about the Afghan informants and their families, not to mention U.S. troops whose lives he either endangered or, they're suggesting, whose lives have already been cost.
Well, of course they're going to say that because they're defending these terrible policies. But the truth is that there is no incident of anybody being killed because of these leaks.
What if there is?
And as I said before, he is a truth teller. He is getting out information that we, the public, need to make informed decisions about our policies, and that's a positive thing. I only regret that he didn't get this information out earlier, because maybe we could have prevented a lot of our soldiers being killed.
What if there is, Medea? You know, you say, let's accept that no one's been killed yet as a result of these documents, which I don't know that that's the case, judging on, basing it on what we've heard from the authorities. But what if somebody is? What if our Afghan informants are murdered by the Taliban for leaking sensitive information about them, and it all comes back to Bradley Manning? Do you still think he's a hero?
I hate to say, Megan, but people are being killed every single day in Afghanistan and continuing to be killed in Iraq, wars that we should never have gotten into.
But we're in them now. I understand. I mean, everybody knows what Code Pink stands for. You don't like the wars and you don't want us to be in them, but we're in them. And now we have a president in the White House who has said he'd like to take us out and has set a preliminary withdrawal date. So while we're fighting it and while we're wrapping it up, Medea, we have to protect the lives of the U.S. servicemen and women, and we have to protect the lives of those who are trying to help us end this war, including our Afghan informants, and the authorities are telling us this did exactly the opposite. The
things that we have learned through Wikileaks, like the use of cluster bombs in Yemen, something that, a weapon that has been condemned all over the world, the continued killing of innocent people through drones in Pakistan, the widening of these wars that are supposedly being wound down. We need an open discussion about a foreign policy run amok.
It's worth it, in other words. In your view, it's worth it.
In my view, the fact that we can now have these kind of discussions to say, is this policy making us more or less safe? And I say the policies are what's making us less safe. Bradley Manning is actually helping to have that discussion.
Well, apparently the Berkeley City Council looks like it feels the same as you do, or at least they're going to have a vote on Tuesday. We're taking your thoughts on it at Kelly@foxnews.com. Thanks so much,
and
Medea.
many thousands
we appreciate
of people.
Got to go. Sorry, hard break. Did you catch Congressman Weiner on the show yesterday?